Hey guys, welcome back. And if you're seeing my channel for the first time, please consider subscribing. It helps get the word out about prepping, which I think everybody should be doing right now. Today we're going to be talking about puppy preps. So the four-legged family member that is loyal to the very end, we can never forget about them. Unless you have a two-legged family member, like a duck maybe, be sure to prep for them too. And every time I use the word pup in this video, feel free to replace that with cat or gecko or fish or whatever type of pet you might have. We all have different types of pets and they are a part of our family. And honestly, a lot of people like their pets better than human beings anyway, so we got to take good care of them. But the first most important prep is obviously water. It's the same for humans as it is your pets. All pets require water, so make sure you're stocked up well on water. The next thing is going to be dry dog food or cat food or other animal food. And I have actually learned the hard way that it can go rancid, and they say 12 to 18 months is how long dry dog food is going to last, but I bought a whole bunch of dry dog food and it was well within that range. It was only like 6 months in the original packaging. I just had it, in the corner of my house, and I think it did go rancid because I tried to open that bag and give it to Obi and he just sniffed it and wouldn't have anything to do with it. So if you're going to store dry dog food, they say 12 to 18 months unopened, but put it in an airtight container anyway, just to keep it sealed and make sure no air is getting in there so it doesn't go rancid. Another great thing is canned wet dog food. That will store much longer. It's easy to stack, it's easy to store, just throw it in with the rest of your canned preps. And suggestions I've gotten were add a little bit of that wet dog food to your dog's normal dry food, a little bit at a time, just to kind of build them up to, being used to trying the wet food. And also you can see your dog's tolerance and preferences. They might not like that type of dog food and you've stocked up like 100 cans of it. You want to give it to them and see if they actually like it. And once you find one that they like, then stock up on that. Good thing for me is that Obi will eat anything and everything. And so I've already started doing this with the wet dog food, but he literally eats anything. He ate an entire pack of oatmeal raisin cookies off my counter and I had to take him to the vet. So I know that he has a strong stomach. If you have the time and the patience, see about making your dog food on your own with human food, rice, chicken, liver, whatever you can use to make dog food for your dog, or just consult with a vet to see what's healthy for that breed, but see what kind of human foods your dog does like. They might like peas and rice and chicken. See what kind of foods that they can actually tolerate, so if you run out of your canned food and your dry dog food, what you can give them. Make sure to stock up on treats, chews, and toys. If they like to chew on bones or bully sticks, or they just like to tear the crud out of stuffed animals and that's their favorite thing to do, make sure that you have those things. Treats are a good thing to have because there are actual calories, of course. And if your dog has a comfort toy, like this thing right here, dirty and nasty, this has been with my dog Obi for an entire year and he loves that thing. It's like his little brother. He will not tear it up. He'll tear everything else up except that, and I think it's like his comfort toy, so make sure to have those too. Make sure to keep a good stock of their flea, tick, and heartworm medications, and if there's any other regular medication that your specific pet needs to be on, make sure to keep a good stock of that. Worst thing ever for a dog is itching, scratching, and being miserable with fleas. And if they were to get bit by a tick, they could get Lyme disease and all other things that you do not want to have to deal with, especially if you're in a bug out situation and you're out in the woods, or even just in your home. Getting fleas could be miserable for them. And you want them to stay healthy, so make sure all their vet visits are caught up. Doggy nail clippers, or one of those electric grinder things, which is what I have, is a good thing to have also, because you don't want your dog's claws getting too long and then it hurts them to walk. It's uncomfortable for them. You need to keep them trimmed. If there's no groomer around and you need to do this yourself, you need to make sure to have those tools on hand because it's not very comfortable for them to have grown out nails. So some dogs have hair and some have fur. Dogs with hair will continuously grow and grow and grow, and it grows out quick like human hair. And so you need to keep them groomed and you need to keep their hair trimmed. So make sure you have a pair of like those hair clipper buzzer things, or scissors that you can trim with, and a comb, you know, in case they get matted. If you are in a situation where the grid goes down and your dog has long hair like Obi does, they're gonna get incredibly hot really fast with all that fur. So my plan is to just buzz cut Obi. Basically, he'll be a bald little dog, but it'll help him to keep cool. That would only be during the summer. And then hopefully in the winter, he's grown back a coat of hair to keep him warm. A precursor to this next one, this is not medical or veterinary advice at all whatsoever. Always go to your vet first. If your vet is open and we're not in a really horrible grid down collapse of society situation, always consult your vet first. Do not take this advice unless it is an absolute dire emergency. This next one is hydrogen peroxide. So if your dog eats something that's poison, or swallows something like a hard plastic object or something dangerous they get their hands on and they eat it, and you know that you need to induce vomiting and you need to get it out of their system, the rule of thumb is, and this is 3% hydrogen peroxide, 1 teaspoon per 5 pounds body weight. 1 teaspoon per 5 pounds body weight. If you can get your dog to drink it, you might have to hold their mouth open and just pour it down their throat, but within 10 or 15 minutes, take your dog for a walk, get them out of the house, let them in the backyard, and they will start to vomit anything up that was poison in their system. I had to do this. I had a bottle of allergy medicine sitting on my counter in a box way on the back of the counter. I never thought Obi would even try to get to it. Me and my son went somewhere for like 15 minutes, came back, and the entire box was chewed up and the bottle was laying on the ground empty. I had no idea how much he may have gotten because it was on the carpet and there was a little bit on the carpet. I don't know if he drank the whole darn bottle of allergy medicine. So I had to use this hydrogen peroxide technique and it worked. It's really, really, and it was because it was late at night and I could not take him to the vet and I was worried. I could not wait till the morning. But it's a really hard thing to see your dog vomiting like that. It really, really like hurts to see that. So I'm just warning you, it can be like traumatizing to see that happen. But he got everything out of his system. I gave him a ton of water after that. I sat with him, I made sure he was okay, and thankfully everything went well. But only do this if it's a worst case scenario. It's a good tool to have in your tool belt. And then the last few items on my list are going to be specifically for a bug out situation. So, you know, you have to get out quick. You've got your backpack. They make these Doggy Backpacks. It's actually dog saddlebags. And it looks like a regular harness, but on each side of the harness there's some bags. And you can store dog food in it, so your dog can carry its own food. You can store medical supplies, like doggy medical supplies in there. Make sure it's not too heavy for them. Test it out, put some things in there. And they actually have like a sense of pride of carrying it around, like they feel like they're doing a job. And it actually is helpful to have them bear some of the load of what you have to carry if you're bugging out. So doggy saddlebags. And then those collapsible, I don't have one, I need to get one. It's a collapsible bowl, basically a little plastic one that just like flattens out. You could get them anywhere, like Walmart, Amazon. It's like a silicone bowl for food and water that collapses down into like a flat dish shaped item. Easy to store, but you're gonna need somewhere to put your dog's food and water when you're on the go, and that's a good thing to get. Next, when you're out either walking in the woods or on the road, for long periods of time, especially if the roads are hot, your dog's paws can start to hurt over time, walking too long. They might step on some things if you're on a trail, like thorns and that kind of thing, or they're stepping on rocks and hurting their little paws. They feel like they're tough, but they're not much tougher than our own feet. So just imagine yourself walking barefoot through those conditions. And if you can find, or maybe make your own, some little doggy boots. You could probably make your own out of a pair of socks and like a rubber band to wrap around them. If they'll keep them on, it's a good thing to do. Keep your dog's paws safe so they don't step on anything and cut their paw, or get a splinter or something in their paw. If you can find doggy boots, I'm sure they look super cute. You're also gonna need a good leash, a good harness, and a good collar. I mostly use a harness when I'm walking Obi because he likes to pull a lot. Some people can go with just a collar, but make sure you have at least one of each, and you want to have backups too. If you don't have a good quality harness, leash, or collar, they could fall apart when you need them most. So have backups or a very, very good quality of those items. If you're out in the elements and they fall apart and then your dog gets away and he's scared of something, you could be in a bad situation. You need to keep them near you. And some dogs aren't trained to stay near their owners, aka Obi. Also, make sure to stock up on poopy bags. Number one, you want to be a good neighbor in your neighborhood. If your dog is taking walks around and taking dumps, you want to clean up after him. And number two, if you are bugging out, you don't want to leave behind evidence. You don't want to leave behind like markers of, hey, I've been here with my dog. If you can scoop it up and then hold on to it for a little bit, and then maybe dispose of it, dig a hole somewhere off a trail, not that you're walking on, but you don't want to leave behind markers on the trail that you've been there. Dispose of it somewhere else if you can. And the last thing is not really dog specific, because you should have a first aid kit anyway, but you'll need like tweezers, maybe some gauze wrap, some antibacterial cream in case your dog gets cut or gets hurt. Athletic tape is really good in case they twist their ankle or something. You should have that in your first aid kit anyway, so it's not dog specific, but think about possible injuries that could happen to your dog too. And I think that about covers it. If I have forgotten anything, which I'm sure I have, please leave it in the comments below. I always appreciate your guys' suggestions. It helps me to learn. It helps others to learn if they read the comments. And I guess that's about it for today. You guys have a good one. Take care and keep prepping. Do you have belly rubs? You want belly rubs? I'll give you belly rubs. Oh, that's some belly rubs. Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? No? Okay. Sorry. Okay, I'll rub your belly. I'll rub your belly. Okay. Oh, there you go. Some belly rubs. You want some belly rubs? Okay. What about a hug? Can I have a hug? Can I have a hug? No? No hug. Okay. Belly rubs? Okay, belly rubs are good. Can I have a hug? Oh!